Hi, I'm Tom with Denniston Data, here to do another quick demo of the provider ranking system to look up some providers for the 10 most prevalent disease groups in America. Let's say we are on to hypertension. So let's look up some cardiologists. From DennistonData.com, I could either click log in if I have paid access to the most recent 8 years of CMS data, or I could click on Complementary Consumer Portal, which would not require any login. That would be one recent year of CMS data, though still valuable. Or I could type in to my web bar URL, providerrankings.com, which would take you to the same place. This is the Complementary Consumer Portal. So let's click on Specialty Ranking. And then from Medical Specialty, let's click on Cardiologist. You can see before I click on Cardiology, it's a long list of medical specialties. So sometimes this is the best way going about searching for anything is starting here. So I'll click on Cardiology. And by default, it will remain in a national list, but we'll narrow that down soon. I just want to show you what's on the list. So 1 to 20, because I have 20 per page is what I currently have. You can change that just to make it manageable. Keep it at 20. 19,743 entries. So that's how many providers we have to search through. Too many to be sifting through, but just to let you know, these columns are dynamic. You can change the order of the columns alphabetically, numerically, and so forth. And you could filter. Let's say, well, I knew the unique last name, Maldonado. So we have 2 Maldonados, and you can say, well, they have Puerto Rico, both in Puerto Rico. But you could, anyway, you can narrow it down quickly that way. Or I could pick a Zip3, let's say, filter by zip code. I could just put in the first 3 or first two digits if I wanted to. Say 113 zip code, load the detail. Flushing, New York. Okay, how many we got in Flushing? We got 64 entries in Flushing, New York. I could expand this list, 75. And anything highlighted in green is top 25%. Highlighted in yellow is top 50%. If it's not highlighted, that's the remaining 50%. We could say, well, in Flushing, New York, I think Bayside was where they were more specifically. So then I could drop it down, just Bayside, New York. I'll go ahead and click on this top one here, rank number 6 out of Flushing. This takes me to their, I clicked on the MPI code, it takes me to the provider detail page where it provides the MPI number again, as well as their contact information or their office location. Then the composite ranking score, 91%, which is an A. And it's not a 60 to 100 grading system. It's actually, this is a 0 to 100 ranking system. So this provider is more experienced in providing these procedures than 91% of this provider's colleagues. 9% of providers are more experienced than this provider. 860 out of 19,743 in the US, 6th out of 64 in Flushing, New York, or in the Zip 113. Billing and procedure summary, 746,039 was the amount of Medicare dollars approved, which is a 5.16 growth compared to the prior year. 1.958 million was billed to Medicare, which is 2.62 times higher than what was approved in the year 2018 by this provider. 34 unique procedure codes were used by this provider for 6,860 procedures done on 733 patients in the year 2018. The chart next to it to the right, there's the amount billed and the amount approved for all these years, these 2012 through 2018. You could switch that to patients in this drop-down menu, and it will show the amount of procedures done on the amount of patients in those years. Patient demographic and risk profile, whether or not they accept Medicare, the gender of the provider, RUCA, and the number, which means rural to urban commuting area code. If you click on this, it'll give you an explanation of each of those RUCA numbers. So 1 would be urban, the types and individual practice, average age of patients, the percentage, the dominant percentage of gender patients, the top percentage of race of patients, and a few others. It also shows Hispanic, African American, Asian Pacific. Top 5 comorbid conditions. The paid website will show you the top 15. Average risk score of patients, 2.4308. 1 would be average, over 1.5 means this provider accepts high-risk patients. So this provider clearly accepts high-risk patients. For this year we're looking at, 2018, it shows the top procedures performed greater than 10 times per year. So these are the ones, the procedures most important to this provider. Lots of green and yellow, which is a great sign. This is a, kind of a long list. You could filter this out as well if you wanted to. So we just want to see ultrasound. And narrow that down. For some reason my computer is not doing that, but typically as soon as you did that, oh, I'm sorry, it did do that. It just I didn't notice it at the top. My mistake. Okay, it did narrow it down. There's just a lot of ultrasounds there to choose from. If you click on any of these links, it takes you to the list, whether it's national or by Zip3, and how that provider falls into them. Underneath this list that we just went to, you can see top 10 providers by year, top 10 providers all year, top 5 by year, top 10 by year, top 10 providers all years, top 5 ranking, and top 10 ranking. And that corresponds to these colors outlining the MPI codes on this page. I'm Tom with Denniston Data. This is the provider ranking system. Hope to see you on another video. Thank you.